You're listening to a spoiler-free episode of Microsodes.
Check back next week for the extended version with spoilers.
Somebody is always a better quarterback than the best quarterback that's ever lived.
Yes.
I never would have thrown that. I know better than this person.
Yeah, especially-
Oh, this guy should have cut left instead of cutting right. And it's like, bro, if you got off the couch and tried to cut with a football in your hand and a 350-pound man that's about ready to jump on top of you, you probably blow out both of your ACLs and be done for the rest of your life. Welcome to Microsodes.
Oh, we haven't done that in a while.
I know. So today we're going to be doing another movie that was nominated for Best Film.
Best film?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
In 2020. I don't know how the Oscars work. Is it the best film in 2025, but like they present it 2026?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. So this is another movie that was, I guess, nominated for Best Movie in 2025.
Okay.
Going into the year 2026.
Yes.
And it's called?
F1.
No. F-U. No, I'm kidding. I'm just kidding.
Fair use, fair use.
Yeah, exactly. Awesome. Well, yeah, that's a movie that we want to talk about this evening.
Yes.
And what are your initial thoughts on it?
Well...
Perfect. Let's get into the movie details.
It was a movie.
It was a movie.
Okay.
I love it. All right, so we're going to jump right into the movie details. The movie name is F1. The release date was June 27th of 2025. Now, there's been kind of a little bit of debate in the house about what the genre is.
In our house?
I think in any house about what the genres are. But this is kind of where we landed. You guys can tell us in the comments what you think it was about. But there was sport, action, and drama.
That sounds pretty accurate to me.
Yeah, they also said adventure, but I'm not 100% sure.
I think I would say adventure would classify as like a journey, like Fountain of Youth or Indiana Jones. I feel like those are adventures, or even The Electric State.
Now, that's a pretty good thing, because somebody might throw it back and say, well, an adventure can be somebody like a character adventure. Like they were
like
in a
journey.
bad spot, and then they kind of like came out on top.
Oh, okay.
People could say that.
Oh, yeah. If they say that, good for them. I don't know if I agree, but...
Hey, fair enough.
But it is you know what? It is an adventure. It's an adventure of a movie.
Yeah, I mean...
It takes you on different winding paths and straightaways, so...
Nice.
Yay.
There you go. The runtime was 2 hours and 35 minutes. It was rated PG-13 for strong language, action, and consumption of alcoholic beverages.
What? That's really what they had on there?
It's what I saw.
Okay, one thing that I definitely noticed was that they had sponsorships everywhere, which is normal for like a race, right?
I think so, yeah.
And one of the biggest ones was Heineken Zero, which also is not alcoholic.
Right, but there was there's a bunch of things where people were drinking other stuff.
I'm sure. I don't remember.
But yeah, no, that's pretty cool.
I completely agree. I think they need to have more of those. I think they're having like mocktails at different, like elevated mocktails at different bars too, which I think is so cool. Because not everyone drinks. Not everyone wants to drink.
Right.
So I think that's such a great idea.
Yeah, and it kind of makes you feel a little bit more like you're part of the environment if you have something that looks like a cocktail in your hand.
Yeah.
But you still have your wits about you. You know everything that's going on. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, or maybe you want to taste something like alcoholic, but you don't want the side effects that come with it.
Yeah. Absolutely. The director was Joseph Kosinski. He is a huge director in Hollywood. Can you guess some of the movies that he might have made?
I know one was Top Gun Maverick.
Oh, nice.
And I will be mentioning this later as well.
Fair enough. He made Tron Legacy.
I've never seen it.
Okay. Oblivion, which also starred Tom Cruise.
Did I see that?
How
long ago?
Think so. That came out probably in 2017, 2018.
Oblivion?
Yes.
Oh, I don't think I've seen it.
Okay. Only the Brave, which is a very a movie near and dear to my heart.
Why?
It's a movie about the hotshot firefighters that
yes.
passed away, and I grew up in Hemet.
Uh-huh.
And so shout out to Billy Warnicki. He was in my AFJ ROTC unit, and he and another guy from my high school lost their lives in that fire. And so it was a movie about that.
Wow. And you saw it?
I actually didn't see it because I thought it was going to affect me too much.
Yeah.
I do know that it's a movie starring Miles Teller and...
It's like Top Gun. Maverick.
Yeah, exactly. Great pull.
When
right
a director likes their actors, they work with them again and again, like Tom Cruise, you said, in Oblivion.
There you go. So, he also did Tron Legacy, Oblivion, starring Tom Cruise, Only the Brave. You mentioned Top Gun Maverick. Mm-hmm. And if any of you guys are out there that really enjoy Gears of War, which I can't tell you how many hours and hours and hours I spent on that with my buddy Kyle, he was the director, the artistic director of the Gears of War Mad World trailer.
I just watched that. Well, because you
gave
me a hint to watch it first.
Yeah. I told Ashley, you need to see this.
It's very cinematic.
Right? Mm-hmm. Even for a video game.
Yes. And then at the end, they had all these lights, and I was like, what the hell is that? It was very interesting.
I know.
He passed all those people. I'm like, aren't they going to go after him? But they didn't. And what song is that? Or who is that by?
I think it's called Mad World. I'm not 100% sure who it's by, but it was also in Donnie Darko, which they were kind of released, not specifically at the same time, but kind of with the same thought process behind it. Because Donnie Darko was trying to figure out what the future was and had to make a bunch of different decisions about what he wanted for everyone in his family. And that's kind of
Donnie Darko?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, incredible cinematic adventure to getting to a video game. Mm-hmm. And that's when I think video games really started getting into that. Like if you play Xbox and stuff like that, if you've ever seen the ODST.
What's that?
ODST was a video game that was part of the Halo universe. And even though these guys couldn't be Spartans, they were like space marines. And they were so tough. And they released this whole cinematic adventure about what these guys had to go through to become that.
Is it a video game?
It is.
Is that the trailer for the video game you're saying?
It is.
Oh, okay.
But it doesn't actually have anything to do with the video game. It's like a small movie, like as a want to play a video game.
Oh, okay.
So Joseph Kosinski, he created a bunch of different movies, and then also he delved into video games. And so that's how we got here.
And he just does the trailers for video games, not any of the animation or anything.
I think he directed the animation because he was
only in the trailer though.
Correct.
Oh, right. Okay.
Yeah, it wasn't that he did anything in the video game. I think it was, what do you think would look fantastic to pull people in to buy this video game?
That makes sense. It's
And
like you need a story. It's all marketing.
Yeah. And there was another video game that he had also done. I didn't write it down, unfortunately, but maybe that's how he got his foot in the door. Because, I mean, you saw it. You know how it looked.
Oh, yeah. It was very impressive.
It's like a cinematic experience with,
right.
But you might never see that during the game. It's just the hype up to buy the video game. The platforms that you can currently watch this movie on, just so you guys know, this is an Apple TV Plus original. It was released in movie theaters, but you can watch it for free on Apple TV or in conjunction with Amazon Prime. Now, if you guys don't have either one of those subscriptions, whether it be Apple TV Plus or Amazon Prime Video, you can watch it on YouTube TV, Fandango at Home, or the Google Play Store. However, at the time of this recording, it's $19.99.
What?
That's what it is. I think it's because it's nominated for an Academy Award.
It's already won a few awards, too.
In the Golden Globes?
No, just different awards. Like, okay, I even wrote this down.
Okay. Well, I'm glad you even wrote it down. I was
even
hoping that you were oddly going to write it down.
Oh, my gosh. Okay. So for the Critics' Choice Award...
Is that... Who hosts that? Is
I
that
have no
like Nickelodeon or something?
I don't know, but it was the winner of the Critics' Choice Award for Best Editing. So that's for Stephen Mirione. I don't know. Mirione?
Okay.
Mirione.
Nice.
And Best Editing. And then they were winner for Best Sound in the Critics' Choice Award as well.
Oh, we'll get to that. We're going to get to that one later.
And that wasn't even score. That's sound.
I know, but we're still going to get to that too.
And then they won for another Best Film Editing for the Las Vegas Film Critics Society Awards.
Oh, well, I mean, that makes sense because they brought a ton of
money into...
Yeah, they filmed in Las Vegas, so they created an award to give to these guys.
Wow.
Because, like, what else... I mean... What movies are filmed in Las Vegas? I mean, I'm sure if you probably went back in time, Hangover 1, 2, and 3, they probably won something for Best Editing from the Las Vegas Film Review. Because who else is filming movies in Vegas?
Best movie filmed at the penthouse suite with a with a tiger and a
best editing for animals and sound.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah.
But this editor Stephen Mirione,
okay,
he already won 3 awards for best editing already.
Nice.
So I just thought it was so cool that he won 3 awards in editing.
Yeah. I mean, that's incredible, especially for one specific film.
I agree.
I don't know if he's ever worked on anything else. Did you do a deep dive?
No.
Cool. Listen, if you guys want to do deep dive, awesome. We can't give you all the information,
right? And if you're writing this down, it's Stephen Stephen Mirione Mirrione.
Okay.
Just in case you want to look him up, because I probably will forget to put it in the show notes.
I think that's okay. But shout out to him for already winning 3 awards.
I agree.
And being up for some Academy Awards.
Yes.
Hopefully, depending on how it all turns out, maybe he'll get a little bit more recognition during the end of award seasons. I think that's what they call it, right?
I think so.
Okay. Awesome. Well, fantastic. You ready to hit Ashley show notes? This is the show notes. Here's her notes on the show. She's gonna watch a movie trailer for you, and she's gonna tell you... Okay, this is bad. Okay. What the hell was that?
I like your rendition today. It was very unique.
Yeah. It's because every time when we start the show, I always warm up with Unique New York. Unique New York.
You do?
No.
Okay, so for...
Ashley's take on the F1 trailer.
What are you laughing about?
I'm laughing about IMDb's synopsis because I cannot even tell you. I was like, this is what it is? Okay.
I'm really interested. I made my... Okay. You remember the first time I did Ashley's take? And I mean, not the first time. The first time that I actually like wrote my quote unquote synopsis, wink, wink.
Yes.
Because before I would just say, so this happened and that happened. Anyway,
Right.
Okay, I'm going to read you this, and it's very short.
So it was the synopsis from
is?
IMDb.
Oh, okay.
It's a sentence.
I try not to read any kind of synopsis or anything before I write mine because I don't want to get inspiration from that and accidentally like use it. Even if I wasn't intending to, I don't want it to be even in my brain.
Right.
Okay, so here it is. A lone wolf, former F1 driver, learns how to be a team player when he joins a struggling team after 30 years on the sidelines. End of Ashley's take.
I mean, I know that you thought like, oh, well, I don't know how close I could get. Maybe I'm just like too. Are you ready?
Uh-huh.
A Formula One driver comes out of retirement to mentor and team up with a younger driver.
Oh my gosh. Okay, that's kind of what I just thought that he came out of retirement to drive again. That's literally all I got.
But what's
Wait,
weird
did it
is
say
that,
team player too? Did that one say team player?
No, he just said, well, he said team up with.
Oh, team up with. It sounds like a buddy comedy to me. He has
I think if
team
you,
up with.
I think if you watch, you watch the trailer, I don't think it looks like a buddy comedy.
No, it doesn't. It's true. So at the beginning of the trailer, there's a woman and she says, oh, so you're a lone wolf. Oh, you're an old cowboy or something because he's a rebel without a cause.
Oh, right.
And she said, you can't work as an individual. You have to work as a team player because that's how F1's always been.
Is that true, though?
Yeah, she like says something like that.
Oh, wow.
And then the kid says exactly the line that I missed when he said it in the movie. Oh, I'm so glad they're giving jobs to the elderly.
Oh, yeah. I mean, there's a lot going on in that trailer, and there's a lot going on in this movie. Do you want to dive into some facts?
Yes. Okay, what's your first?
Well, my first movie fact actually goes back to one of the things that you just said. The movie was supposed to be titled Apex.
Oh, okay.
But then it turned into F1. Additionally, the colors of the Apex car are the official colors of the University of Missouri. So black and gold. So the reason why the cars were painted that color is because Brad Pitt went to the University of Missouri and quit 2 weeks before he was supposed to graduate to come out to Hollywood for an audition, and then he started acting in Hollywood. But he was a journalism major at the University of Missouri, and so that's the reason why they chose the colors for the car.
That is so interesting. Can you believe it? And this kind of reminds me of our conversation earlier. Maybe you're really great at something that, like, you have a plan B, but maybe, and you're probably in it. Plan B, plan C, plan D. Like, why don't you go for plan A? Like, if you're really interested in doing something, why not try it? I
mean, 2 weeks away, and then you just don't finish up, but then it turns out to be the best decision of your life. I mean,
everyone in his life was like, you're an idiot. Don't do this. This is so stupid.
Right.
But he trusted himself enough to do this, and look where he is now.
Yeah. One of the highest grossing actors with one of the best catalogs in Hollywood as far as movies. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, sometimes maybe that's what this whole thing is about.
Yeah.
Sometimes taking a shot on yourself.
Yeah. Take a shot on yourself.
There you go. Well, I don't think I could pull it off.
Yeah, you could.
I'm not flexible enough to drink a shot out of my belly button.
Oh, yeah. That's a little much. Okay, so I have a few different movie facts, but I didn't deep dive into any of them.
Okay.
So I'll just kind of run them off because they're in bullet points.
Okay.
The movie F1 set out to be the most authentic racing movie ever made. And they wanted to avoid fake driving and heavy CGI. The actors actually drove the cars at extreme speeds rather than using trailers or green screens. Lewis Hamilton is an actual driver, and he was deeply involved as a consultant from actor training to post-production edits. And he's an actual F1 driver.
Yeah, and he's in the movie too.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. There were new ultralight film quality cockpit cameras, custom built for the race cars. By the end of filming, Brad Pitt was within seconds of a professional Formula 2 lap time.
Wow.
He drove the car.
Yeah.
And they said Formula 1 granted unprecedented access, allowing filming during real Grand Prix weekends, which they never had before. No one's ever made a movie or had that kind of access before.
It's so funny because there's going to be something that I bring up later, but it really did remind me of Days of Thunder. So to hear something like that, I'm like, man, with nothing there, it's very interesting. Like the unprecedented access.
Oh, right.
Because in Days of Thunder, I know it wasn't F1, it was NASCAR. But at the same point in time, I just thought like, oh, wow, the way that they shot it might be something like that. But there you go.
So interesting.
I think so.
Okay, so those were my first like little tiny random ones.
Oh, nice. My second fact is that even though he wasn't a director on this, Jerry Bruckheimer, who did a lot on Top Gun Maverick, he also helped out all the different drivers with the cameras that were inside the car. So in Top Gun Maverick, there was no way for a camera crew to be inside of the cockpit. So they put the cameras inside of the aircraft, and then they taught the actors how to move it around. So that way it could capture all the different things that they were seeing and feeling.
And they had to drive the car?
No. So they were never in flying. There was somebody that was in front of them. Yeah. So they would be in the back, but somebody else would be flying the actual aircraft.
Interesting.
So that's my second fact.
Oh, nice. I have one more that's not really fact, but they spent $250 million on this movie and then another $100 million in marketing and advertising.
Okay.
And then they grossed over $600 million globally, becoming Apple's highest grossing theatrical release.
Oh, cool. Nice. Well, I mean, the one thing that I always worry about is if Apple has enough money. So I'm glad that they nailed it with this one.
Exactly. Okay. The film grossed $631.8 million worldwide, becoming the 9th highest grossing film of 2025. It's the highest grossing auto racing film of all time. It's the highest grossing film by Apple Studios and the highest grossing film of Brad Pitt's career.
Nice.
Okay, so now for the F1 movie review. We'll start off with story as we usually do.
Oh, nice. Ashley Seuss.
I think my emotions at first, my first emotion was confusion. Number one, because I don't know anything about racing cars. 2, I don't know anything about racing anything. 3, I didn't know that F1 was different than NASCAR. 4, I have no idea what these races are, how many drivers to a car, or anything. Like, I literally had no idea walking into this movie. And they discussed Sonny's background after 30 minutes, but I wish they said it at the beginning so we knew more about him before.
Yeah.
For instance, for the first race, we see him saying, oh, it's a one and done race to whoever was hosting that. Do you remember that?
Yeah, it was, he woke up and then went and raced.
Yes.
And then the team that he was on won.
Yes.
So then the team manager basically was asking him to come back and race some more. And he said, no, thank you.
Yes. And you know what that scene reminded me of? And I don't know why. Maybe you can help me, or maybe this is just crazy off the wall. That scene reminded me of something in Roadhouse.
I can,
And I don't know
randomly, it's not that anything that was said in that scene makes any sense, but for me, when you mention that, it reminds me of like, I think the guy's name is Dalton. He basically is like, "Oh yeah, I'm leaving for the night. Or
Yes.
I'm going away.
Yes.
Goodbye."
Like
and people were like, "Oh, well, don't you want to do this? Don't you want to do that?" And he's like, "No, I'm cool."
Yeah, like one and done.
Yeah.
But I didn't know he meant one and done with a team because I didn't know how teams worked. Like, I don't know any of these things. So I thought it was like that was the only race he'd ever driven. And then they said, "Oh no, I'm never going to race again." So I was like, what the is going on? I know nothing about this guy.
Yeah.
And I had no idea. And then it's like they were 4 drivers to a team.
Well, that's only for the first part of the movie.
Right.
And
so
then
anyway,
there was
I was confused.
2 drivers to a team.
Oh. So anyway, I was very confused about that.
Yeah.
But I think the story was very predictable. I think it was incredibly predictable, and the story reminded me of Top Gun Maverick. So if you've ever seen Top Gun Maverick, you've seen this movie before. I mean, the plot was almost identical.
I don't know about almost identical, but yeah, there's a lot of similarities.
So basically, I think the story and the plot and the characters were more like an afterthought. Based on everything else about the movie, I think the story was the last one on the list. It was the last KPI.
Okay. Well, I think I'm pretty close to where you're leaning towards. I wrote something down, so I'm going to read that instead of just trying to fly off the cuff. I know this film is up for Best Picture of the Year, but that may be an Apple influence. I don't know if that's okay for me to say, but I'm going to say it anyway. If you've seen Ford versus Ferrari, Gone in 60 Seconds, Gran Turismo, etc., you've seen this movie. Quote unquote, never was, has to come in and save the day for a younger generation that learns a lesson at the end. It's just another banal piece of cinematography. End of my story synopsis.
So you thought the same thing. It was kind of predictable.
Yeah, I think I've seen this movie 100 times in different formats. Not to say that it was anything bad. It's just, it reminds me of the movies that I mentioned before, like Gone in 60 Seconds or Gran Turismo or, It's All About Family, Fast and the Furious. I guess the most recent one would have been Ford versus Ferrari, but all those movies are kind of the same. Not to say that it's something bad, because we always want to see somebody overcome odds and do that kind of stuff. But I guess for me, it's just a movie that I've seen before in a faster vehicle, I suppose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what did you think about the acting in it?
I think the performances were okay. So I understand that they were nominated for Best Picture, but I don't think it was for the actors. And I'm not saying it's because the actors did a bad job. I just don't think the story was like interesting enough. So the awards make it like the cinematography and choreography and stuff were more important, I feel like, to the director than the story and the characters.
Yeah.
So it's not that no one did a bad job. I just don't think the characters were very like emotionally interesting. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's an interesting thought that you bring up, because I was kind of leaning towards the same way in my acting category. But it is very interesting that a movie could be up for Best Picture, but then nobody in the movie is nominated for acting,
right?
Unless I'm mistaken. I don't think that I saw anything. So it is like, that's a little bit strange.
I agree.
So then it leans on what you're talking about, which we'll get into the next category with directing and, visuals and writing and dialogue. it's like, yeah, it's not that Brad Pitt is now pigeonholed into doing something different. It's like he's not the person that he was in, like, Fight Club or Meet Joe Black or Legends of the Fall. He's now kind of like, I guess a more modern version would be Mr. and Mrs. Smith, but he's now kind of like the guy who just looks at you and gives a piece of feedback, and that's supposed to be the whole, like, scene. So there was a scene in it where he was, and I don't think this is going to give anything away. People were asking him questions about his past. And so he said, yeah.
Oh, yeah, at the press conference.
Right. And it's like, and it almost seemed like that was his whole
shtick
throughout. Shtick, or like his whole character throughout the entire movie, except for you got one, like, real moment at the almost towards the end of the movie. And even when we were first watching the movie, it was just like, oh, here's this guy, and they just kind of throw him in there.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden the guy's watching his video on YouTube, and it's explaining who he is, and you're like, we should have known this from the beginning. What happened?
That's what I was saying in First Story too. It's like, we didn't, I don't know. It's not that Brad Pitt was a bad actor. I just don't know about him for this role. It was just a weird role.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that Brad Pitt is a bad actor, because I've seen him in so many things that he's been good in. But you're right. I think that there should have been, so in one of the movies that I talked about in Story, Gran Turismo, David Harbour is kind of like the guy who never got there and is teaching this kid all these things. And it's like, well, that's a really well-placed actor in a great role. And I feel like this is like trying to put what do they say? Like a square peg in a round hole. Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
Same with Tom Cruise for, like, Reacher.
Right.
It's the same thing. It's not that he did a bad job. It's just, that wasn't the character.
Right.
It just kind of felt like that with Brad Pitt.
Yeah. And like I said, he's an incredible actor in so many different things. It's just, for this movie, I don't know if it was the right role, kind of like what you're saying.
Yeah.
So, and I think that kind of leads me into writing and dialogue too, because, I mean, there's some, like, little tiny nuggets of stuff in there, like, oh, that's a Sonny saying, right? Like, to have to win, you have to lose, or something like that. And there's, like, little tiny pieces of that throughout. And even with that monologue that we were just talking about, I thought, wow, that's really well written and really well acted. But I wish there was more moments like that.
Yeah.
Throughout. It just seemed like this clash of titans back and forth, and there wasn't a whole lot going one way or the other. Like, Javier Bardem, incredible actor.
Yeah.
But he was limited to so many different, like, tiny scenes when he does so much. I mean, even the moment where they're looking at each other, and this isn't going to give anything away, but there's a moment in the movie where they're looking at each other, and you can feel the emotion between the two of them. And it's like, well, I mean, if you have that without them saying anything, then just imagine what you could have written to just pump up that kind of, relationship. Because they do have a lot of on-screen, like, camaraderie.
Yeah.
So,
you could feel the emotion, like, between them, but it felt more like the actors giving that emotion to the character. It's like whoever decided that this was going to be the screenplay was kind of like, oh, yeah. I mean, we're making a movie about cars. We're making an F1 movie where, the cameras are going to be on the cars, and it's going to be so fucking good,
Yeah.
It's going to be like F1, this, and we're going to go to this track and this track.
Right.
And then they're like, so what's the story? And they're like, I don't know. Just, like, pull something like Top Gun.
Yeah, we'll throw $450 million at it. We'll get it made.
Right. It's like you spent so much money, which also brings me down to visuals. I'll mention that later.
Oh, yeah.
But
no, it's just, to your point, you said it earlier, they had such an all-star cast, and they had all these people that were in it, and they're all really good actors. And it just kind of felt like, and they spent a ton of money.
Yeah.
And it's just like, it just kind of let them down because it felt like there was so much more in the story.
Yeah.
But we never got around to it.
I agree.
You know, they tried as best as they could.
Yeah.
But they fell a little bit short.
I would agree.
So for direction and visuals, having those cameras in the actual cockpits of the car and having that feeling, it was incredible. Seeing how close people were to one another and the choreography that had to go into those cars going up and down the track and being so close to one another, even though maybe they weren't going 250 miles an hour, it still made you feel like you're right there.
Yeah, I agree.
So yeah, I just really enjoyed that portion of it because it did make me feel like Top Gun Maverick, where you're like in, you know, you're in that seat with that person. I mean, there's so many times now with AI and all the different kinds of things that are out there where you can feel like you're a little bit detached from the movie, almost like you're playing a video game. But I think that they did an incredible job in this and a couple of other movies that we've mentioned previously, doing a great job of bringing the audience into the action.
I agree.
So I think the direction and visuals for me were really the highlights. And maybe that's the reason why they have, you know, they've gotten nominated for those Academy Awards.
I agree. And I think the cinematography, the visuals, it was so cool. Like seeing the track, like from the driver's point of view, it kind of felt like one of those driving games in an arcade.
Oh, yeah.
And, I really liked being able to see behind the scenes of the tracks and also the training center. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah. Which is real, by the way.
Yeah, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, it was the McLaren testing facility or test track.
Wow.
And I don't know where it was at, but I had to look that up, almost like a couple of other movies that we've seen where people go into these massive complexes. I'm like, are these real? And so I had to look that up because it's a beautiful setup. Shout out to McLaren. To see those kinds of things, to incorporate them into the movie is pretty incredible.
I agree. And my favorite part was when Brad Pitt's character was driving close to the end and it kind of got silent.
Oh, yeah.
That was really cool. I really like that.
Yeah. It's a beautiful moment. And I don't know if that was CGI or not, but it was really, really cool seeing that.
That kind of reminds me of what they were doing with like the pit crew.
Right.
Seeing them all work together so quickly and so like manually.
Yeah.
It wasn't like a machine or anything. It was just these human beings taking this shit off the car and like putting new wheels on. It was really cool.
Exactly.
The choreography just in the pit crew or just within the pit crew was crazy. It was so cool.
Incredible. Now, there's something that you think just kind of threw a wrench in the movie?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
It was the CGI fireworks at the end.
Weren't those real?
No. So, I said
And I just want to make sure you looked this up.
Yes. The fireworks were CGI, and I found other reviewers that mentioned something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And like a couple articles. That's how I found out that it was CGI. Because a range of sources were talking about it.
Okay.
So, looking at it, it just did not match the scene. It must have been the lighting. It was so bad. And I just think after seeing that, at the end of the movie, it just made the whole movie cheap. It did a really huge disservice to the entire movie. I mean, the fact that they're so worried about making sure this is so accurate and the cinematography is on the cars and they're doing this, but then you're going to cheap out on CGI fireworks at the end.
Interesting.
It just takes away from the whole movie. Like, don't put any fireworks. Or film it when they actually had fireworks. You know what I mean?
Well, I think, okay, I get where you're coming from. So I will say with direction and visuals, I thought that we already talked about how awesome the inside of the cockpits were for the cars and how they were able to utilize those cameras and seeing all of that different I mean, choreography between those vehicles was insane.
Oh my gosh, they did such a great job. It was so cool.
So what did you think about the movie overall?
Overall, I gave F1 a 2.6.
Okay.
Now, the reason I gave it a 2.6 is because I think overall it was good. I can appreciate the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But I prefer movies that have more storyline, like more emotional or something that you think about after you watch. And this one just felt very superficial to me.
Yeah.
Not in a bad way, just in a way that I'm not usually. It's just not my jam.
Okay.
You know?
Yeah.
Like, so it was very intriguing to watch. So I definitely enjoyed watching it. I don't know if, like, I don't think I'd watch it again.
Okay.
So that's what I said.
There you go. Well, I'm not going to be too much further off from you, but I'm going to put it in a different kind of context. The reason why I gave it the score that I did. So I rated it as a 3.27.
Okay.
And the reason why I did that is because I love the visuals in it and I love the racing in it. And for me, and I don't know if anybody else out there is like this, I like having movies on in the background when I do things. So no hate to The Magnificent Seven starring Denzel Washington. I love to have that movie on in the background because there's just some scenes that I like to see, but I don't need to pay attention to all of it.
That is the perfect movie to have on in the background because you do not need to know about the story. I mean, you got the basic idea. The story is like nothing super exciting. It's the visuals, it's the cinematography, it's the racing, it's the feeling.
And that's why I said I really didn't understand why it was up for Best Picture.
Yeah.
But I can understand why it was up for Best Visuals, Best Editing, and Best Sound.
I agree.
Because it really does it immerses you in that feeling. So no hate to anybody who acted in this movie and no hate to anybody who directed it.
No, not at all.
I wouldn't watch it again in its entirety. But I will have it on in the background if I'm cleaning the house or working on a project or something like that, because I can just look up and see the scenes that I want to see.
Right. I would say it's more of a visual movie.
And that's the reason why I understood why it was up for an Academy Award for those categories.
Right. I agree.
But not for Best Picture, because I don't get that.
I don't either. And there were a couple songs that just felt odd where they were placed. Yeah. But I don't know.
I know Hans Zimmer was a part of this.
Yeah, he composed a lot of the epic soundtrack.
Yeah, but there was a lot of portions that were in there that you were kind of like, well, this doesn't really fit with what's happening.
Yeah, it just seemed odd.
Yeah. So that's where I rated it.
Yeah. I'd recommend F1 to people who like racing Formula One. Is that how you'd say it?
Yeah.
I would recommend it to people who love Brad Pitt.
Oh, yeah.
I would recommend it to people who are really into visuals and cinematography over storylines.
Over storylines? Okay.
Not for the emotional investment, just for the visuals and action.
There you go.
And also, I don't think I'd recommend it to people who are not interested in car racing.
Yeah. I mean, that's a huge portion of this movie. So if you do not like car racing at all, like for whatever reason, this is not the movie for you. We would rate it as a 0 because that's the only redeeming quality about the movie.
Yeah.
Not only, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, it definitely wasn't going for best story, best screenplay. Maybe not.
No. But there we are. Well, I appreciate your review.
Okay.
Would you like to hear a 1-star review?
Absolutely.
Okay. Here is a 1-star review. This film was terrible. Another Bruckheimer Top Gun remake. Put the actors in cars instead of jets, and you get the gist of this movie. The love interest relationship was completely unnecessary and insipid. Javier Bardem must have owed a favor to someone. His character was contrived and unbelievably overacted. Brad Pitt delivered his one-dimensional take that comes up flat most of the time. Not worth 10 minutes of time, let alone the 2 hours of horrible script. End of review.
I don't disagree. It was a bit harsh, but I don't disagree on their findings.
Oh, okay. You're not going against the scientific process here?
Exactly.
I see.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think that was a little bit harsh, but
I understand.
Some mildly valid points.
Correct. I agree.
Yeah.
Okay, so my 1-star review is abysmal.
Oh, is that it?
That was the title. Okay. This explains Lewis Hamilton's dismal inaugural year with Ferrari. Karma for helping to birth this stink bomb into the world. How could a film with Brad Pitt and Xavier Bardem and produced by a 7-time F1 world champion be this bad? Honest to God, it's patronizingly simplistic and factually incorrect on so many levels. And Martin Brundle, what the hell were you thinking contributing to this nonsense? You should have known better. And the script. OMG, the script! Asterisk. Weeps with head in hands and asterisk. They thought that by taking the odd pot shot at Sonny's age, 60 plus, we'd forget the stringent physical tests he'd have undertaken and failed. A few push-ups in an Airbnb bedroom just ain't gonna cut that mustard. I'm almost done. The whole thing was just an insult to our intelligence. A vanity project for Brad, I guess. Which, if true, disappoints me. We didn't even make it halfway through the film. It was that bad, and would rather tattoo our eyeballs than relent and watch the ending. What a waste, and what an insulting poor product to offer devoted global F1 fans. End of review.
I mean, it sounds like that person is a huge F1 fan. I mean, they were name dropping left and right, and I don't know anything about the sport, so apologies to anybody out there that does.
I agree.
It just seemed really harsh.
Yeah, it seems incredibly harsh, and also it's kind of like, if you're spending $350 million on a budget, like, you should probably make it as accurate to F1 as possible. But then the other guy who's a driver said it was, well, he said the garage was accurate.
Well, no, the guy who was in there was part of the producers, and so that's who he mentioned at the very beginning of it, and said he's a 7-time world champion. And so I think this comes out, and this is just in sports in general, not to throw that guy under the bus, right? But somebody is always a better quarterback than the best quarterback that's ever lived.
Yes.
I never would have thrown that. I know better than this person.
Yeah,
oh, this guy should have cut left instead of cutting right. And it's like, bro, if you got off the couch and tried to cut with a football in your hand and a 350-pound man that's about ready to jump on top of you, you probably blow out both of your ACLs and be done for the rest of your life. And so they want to take pot shots on people trying to represent something that really is almost an homage to that. I mean, it was beautiful to see what they were racing and what they were driving, and it could inspire people to start looking into it or following it a little bit more.
Yeah.
But they're like so focused on the negative aspect of, I can't even remember the person's name you said. Oh, I can't believe you would give credence to this movie.
Oh, Martin Brundle.
Yeah, I don't know who that person.
I'll look this up.
Okay.
I didn't.
It's like, I know that he threw the other guy under the bus already. The guy who's the producer and the 5-time world champion or 7-time world champion, but he's throwing that guy under the bus too. I don't even know who that is.
Okay, so Martin John Brundle is a British former racing driver and broadcaster who competed in Formula One from 1984 to 1996.
Okay. And does he have a cameo in this movie? I mean, the guy throws him right under the bus in his review. And it's like, I mean, that's like me telling you that Todd Light was in a movie. You'd be like, who? And I'm like, oh, he used to be an offensive lineman for the New England Patriots. And you're like, how in the world is anyone going to know that?
Right.
And so it's like, I understand his frustration with the movie, but at a certain point you have to understand that people try to get a younger audience or reach a different audience than anybody else. Because what you're doing right now, like, I have no idea anything about F1. Do you?
No. I mean, I didn't even know that drivers had their own cars.
Right. I mean,
thought they all shared the car. Like,
right.
I didn't
know.
know.
They do that in some of the races, but that's something completely different. But yeah, it's like when Jeremy and I were up in Vegas and seeing these people. I mean, it's an international deal. But I don't know anything about it, and maybe this is the movie that brings me into starting to follow up on it, you know?
Yeah.
Or start following it in any way. And for someone to be like, I can't believe you lent your name to this. It's like, well, I get that maybe you don't agree that the movie was the best, but maybe it's going to attract a younger generation of people to follow the sport.
I agree, and that's probably what they did it for.
I don't agree with that one, but to each their own. Evidently, that guy knows a lot about Formula One racing.
That is very true. He does, apparently.
All right, so I will end on my 5-star review.
Okay.
One of the most beautiful films I've ever seen. With amazing sounds and the perfect cast, F1 makes you smile, cheer, and feel like you're in the stands. Incredible performances and great chemistry help slingshot this movie towards the front of the pack. End of review.
That was a fantastic review.
Yeah.
That was so nice of them.
I thought so.
I agree.
How about you? You got a good one to send us off on?
Okay, I'm going to read, I think, this one. Okay. I saw it in cinema twice. The score and the general sound design, amazing. Really makes this film such an engaging experience.
Wow.
Loved the cast. Loved the corny plot. Love the visuals. The thrill. It's not that I can't see where this movie is maybe a bit predictable or simple even. It's just that it does what it's set out to do so well. So well. I have a soft spot for inspiring sports-adjacent movies, and this one is my favorite yet, I think. End of review.
He said, I think?
I think,
and what does that mean as a sports-adjacent movie?
See, I kind of understood what they meant by this, because
Why?
I thought, when they say sports, like for the genres.
Okay.
If you say sports that's plural, it makes me feel like it's a team. And yes, I know that on the F1 racing circuit, it's a team. Fine.
Okay.
But I think of it as a team, like on a court or in a field or, with a bunch of, or on a rink with a bunch of people and like a ball.
Yeah, but what about like a tennis movie?
I'd say a match. Oh,
Isn't that a sport?
You're right. I'd say sports.
And wouldn't you say that for golf? I know that's one that people
what?
go back and forth on.
I think of sports, plural, as things that people do like with their body rather than inside a vehicle of some sort.
Okay, but I don't think that's sports adjacent. I mean, there's so many things that people do as an individual thing. I mean, it takes so much skill to navigate. I mean, I couldn't even probably get close. Maybe your brother might be able to.
Oh, yeah.
But I couldn't even imagine the way that they were racing in that movie, because people do that in real life. I could never even process that. So maybe people don't think it's a sport in the way that people score points or something. But for me, I think sports is just a test of skill. Like, do you think archery is a sport?
I'd say skill. Yeah,
But
I guess I
isn't-
think
but
of a
people-
skill as different than a sport. A sport, I feel like,
But you need skills to play a sport.
but
So-
you need
so-
a conglomeration of skills to play a sport with your body.
Not really, you know? Like if you're a
Oh,
goalie,
okay.
not trying to throw it out against any goalies, but just like if you're a hockey goalie, I
I
know
guess
that
I-
you can like move your body a lot.
Yeah, I guess I think like a sport is more of something where you move your body. Like your physical body, you're moving your own body.
See,
But then you could say track, and I don't think if track is sport. I mean, but
but it is.
it is.
Yeah.
So I don't.
It's like
You're
a
right.
track and field or
You're
whatever.
right. This
yeah.
is a longer conversation for another time. I mean, I don't even know where to go with that.
No. I just when people say sports adjacent, I just always think like, oh, okay, is like Air Bud, because Air Bud's a sports movie.
Yeah.
It's about a dog
Who plays basketball
and football.
and football?
Yeah,
Oh. When?
Yeah.
Is that like Air Bud 2?
probably.
Oh.
But it just for me, it's like, well, is that really a sports movie or is that a family movie?
Right.
So now you're like, oh, I love all sports movies or sport adjacent. It's like, no, it's a sports movie.
Right.
And also in that first guy's thing, just throwing it out there, he didn't just get out of bed and do 6 push-ups and go drive a car. He was also doing like a ton of pull-ups and running miles.
I
and
agree.
laps
I
and doing
completely
hand-eye
agree.
coordination things.
I
too.
completely agree. He was like literally doing a ton of stuff. We could see the young kid doing everything like technologically.
Yeah.
Like you could see it. He had all of the.
It's like Rocky IV.
What do they have on their? It's like when they're measuring their heart rate or
Yeah, he had the mask on that was measuring his like
VO2 or
or
whatever
yeah,
it's
his
called.
VO2 max.
And then the electrodes on his body.
Yeah.
And
And then he's pressing the buttons.
Yeah, and he looks out the window and sees Brad Pitt's character just like running outside.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. I just felt like that first guy just got so upset.
Yes.
But it's, that's people's opinions of things. I understand why people might say that this movie isn't Academy Award / Oscar worthy for Best Picture. I don't think it'll be there. But the other portions of it, the other components of it, and how hard people worked on this, I think it's a pretty good movie.
I agree. I think everything came together really well. Like they got a good cast, they got good actors, like good crew. Everyone worked really well together. They had consultants, and I think that's also why I'm like, oh, you spent all of this money, but you didn't get better CGI for your fireworks. Like it could have been CGI also. It could have been exactly the same.
Would that have raised your score?
Yes, because I honestly, it really did such a disservice to the entire film. They would have been better without it because we went the whole film thinking like, wow, this is really cool. When I saw those, I'm like, oh my God, the whole thing's CGI. Without looking it up, I would have left the theater thinking the entire movie was CGI and not looked it up. Just because of that, because how bad it was.
I get where you're coming from because it's easy to see that because one scene can ruin a movie.
Right.
Or make a movie.
Yeah, it's like building a house with the most incredible, I don't know, screws and nails and drywall and stuff, but then the plaster you use is like melting into the carpet.
Right.
It's like, wait. Even though you have the highest quality of everything else, you still need to like pay attention to everything.
Yeah. I completely agree. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with it during award seasons because I don't know. When is the Academy Awards?
I think the Academy Awards is in May.
Okay. If it is.
Or March. One of the two.
Oh, okay. Well, we might just do a recap of the movies that we did, how we rated them, and maybe what they won.
Yeah.
That might be kind of cool.
Yeah, I agree. And the reason, sorry, I don't know why I didn't bring this up earlier, but after reading the audience reviews, a lot of people like really praise the cinematography and everything because they saw it in theaters.
Yeah.
So I'm wondering if it had a bigger impact on theater watching than home watching.
Well, remember, that's kind of like what Joe told us about going to see Top Gun Maverick.
Yeah, you're right. If we saw that,
Maybe
you're
if
right.
we'd seen it in theaters, it would have been even more.
Yes. And I feel like
But I still think we would end up with the same kind of score because we're not giving it anything in the negatives for cinematography or anything else like that. Because, I mean, you would have probably noticed it even more, the CGI at the very end. But our biggest things are the storyline, the dialogue, and the acting.
Well, that's personal. Like, yeah, for me, I judge the storyline top.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't know if seeing that in a movie theater would have made that big of a difference for what we were already thinking about going along with.
Oh, for us personally.
Yeah.
I guess you're right. Okay. That makes sense.
I mean, there's some movies that, like Avatar, that would have been like, if you saw it at your house instead of in a movie theater, you'd be like, it doesn't translate. I get that.
Yeah.
But with this, I mean, it looked incredible, but the story was kind of weak and the acting was kind of weak and so on and so forth.
I guess, I mean, sure. Yeah, I guess that makes sense. Well, it's been another show on the road. No, we have just completed this microsode.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys very much for tuning in once again.
Yes. Please rate and review if you can.
Yes, please do. And we really appreciate everybody who continues to give us feedback and download all of our episodes.
Yes.
Shout out to all of you guys. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're listening to this at and whoever you're listening to this with, even if it's just yourself.
Yes. I feel like I'm just saying yes. Yes.
That's shout out to Richard if he ever hears this. Yes. But we really appreciate you guys, and I guess we'll see you on the next Microsode.
Bye.